Carl here from Games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. Album review time, and this is a mean one. It's Body Void. It returned with their fourth studio album, Atrocity Machine, a 6-track behemoth, and their second full length to be released under the Prosthetic Records banner, out October 13th, 2023. Now, this band, in my opinion, listened to them a lot over the years, covered pretty much everything they've done. They're a constant revelation in heavy and abrasive brutality. And now they're back with a beast of an album to showcase. One, still rooted in doom, so that's clear from the start, but with so many layers of filth and noise that it's barely recognisable at times. Yet the combination of ferocity, frustration and fanatical heaviness is so compelling. Putting it simply, Atrocity Machine is one of the nastiest things you'll hear all year. But you'll love it. You'll love every second of it. I loved every second of it. I've listened to some nasty shit this year. This tops it, and I loved it. A 29-second intro, should I say, called Microwave sets the scene with palpable dread as the sense of being cooked alive builds. I love that intro. That then leads into the crashing and smashing horror of Human Greenhouse, where a grotesque combination of industrialized sludge, sickening noise, and soul-sucking doom beats the minded submission. It is a shocking showcase of coarse heaviness and exceptionally interesting to hear. Do the intro, do this track. That will help you decide if you're going to listen on. If you hear it and you hate what you hear, you're probably not going to enjoy the rest of the album. But I think most will be sold, because that happens to be the bar setter. Yet it is surpassed immediately by the uncomfortable, teeth-aching and body-quivering doom sounds that Flesh Market offers up. The touches of blackened garishness really make this track sound like pure, unbridled oral horror. Violence is inherent in the Atrocity Machine sound, and nowhere is that more evident than with Cop Show, a track that speaks about the commercialization of fear and violence being turned into a bloody spectacle. It is a corrosive track that seeps into the soul, blackening the senses, filling the mind with darkness and delivering putridity on a scale not heard yet. It is doom, but doom at its heftiest and doom at its roughest. Few bands would be able to top that, but Body Void are on fine form here, coming up with even more purifying ferocity on Divine Violence, the first of 2 tracks that passed the 10-minute mark. And this is a track I think that puts the stamp on the future direction of Body Void, as their use of electronica to enhance the horror is so prominent here. It's easy to say there's nothing quite as devastating as this track, but there's still one more before this album ends. And that finale is the title track, and as suffocating as things have been so far, the shroud that wraps around the mind here is something else. It is a grim and garish closing track that leaves you gasping for breath. A track that leaves you wandering in the darkness, deafened by the appalling sounds that surround you, and all hope of escape slowly dissipating. It is as strong as everything else on this album. Body Void leaving a damn good mark, one that will stay with you for a long time afterwards. Extreme metal from a wide array of genres has blown me away this year. We've had some spectacular releases, stuff that are generally vying for the top album of the year, and I have a fairly wide palette. I listen to a lot of different things, from rock to punk to extreme metal, black, death, you name it, it's all covered there. But the extreme side of the music, the heavier, more focused in death and deathcore and stuff like that, has really impressed me this year. This, sitting within the doom, industrialized electronica era and so on, fits within that as well. It is extreme music, but it's up there, as I said at the start, as one of the nastiest things I've heard this year. Fascinated by this. Fascinated. When I finished my review, I finished my words, I put it all together and said, okay, cool, now it's time to move on to the next. I still ended up several times for the rest of that day going back to it and putting it on while I was doing a couple of other tasks and stuff like that. Because I was like, let me just let it sit in my mind again. I want to hear it again. I want to see if I'm missing stuff. And there's areas that I might still need to pick elements out of because it's so layered. That's how good this is. That's how fascinated I was by it. And I think I'm going to be listening to it for a good few months going forward, which is crazy when you consider how abrasive and rough and nasty it is overall. You know, you put this on to someone who hates metal, they're going to look at you like you're insane, which I guess is a best review I could possibly give this record. I love it. It is Atrocity Machine, and it is by Body Void, out October 13th, 2023, via Prosthetic Records. Check this one out and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news, and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.